Hello.
Hello.
Thanks for tuning in on the WSLR Facebook page, or if you're here on YouTube. My name is Rachel. I'm the host of Sundazed on WSLR Community Radio, located on 96.5 on your FM dial and online at WSLR.org. DJ Smoothie has joined me today. He's got to show the big picture on Saturday nights, and which has been on a little hiatus, but he's also, my other half and partner in crime at WSLR. So I'm really happy to have him here. This is Sunday's first live stream, and I'm excited to be live because, especially right now, I'm not getting to be live in the studio on Sunday evenings. I'm, making my shows in advance. It's exciting to get to be live for a little bit. So let us know that you are here by making a comment in the chat box. And then also during the live stream, if you have questions, you can put that in the chat box as well. So I don't just have DJ Smoothie here with me. I also have a very special guest. Kim Logan is here.
Hello, Logan. Kim. Yeah.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm great. How are you guys?
We're doing good.
Splendid.
Yeah, chilling. Having fun, enjoying.
So Kim, will you introduce yourself and tell everybody kind of who you are and what you do?
Yeah, Kim Logan, and I am from here. I'm from Sarasota, and I haven't been back in a while, but I'm here on Florida lockdown, and I'm enjoying it. It's nice and warm.
Right, it's a good place to be locked down. Yeah. So you said you weren't here originally. Where were you when the coronavirus epidemic started? Were you traveling around? Were you on tour? Or
I was in the UK actually, and I had to fly back. I wasn't sure I was going to come back at first, and I was smack in the middle of tour. Actually, last time I saw you, we were talking about the tour that we were going to be on, myself and James Albritton from the High Dramatic, who's also a Sarasota, Venice native. And we were in Oxford when we got the news that we were going to have to quarantine somewhere. And his flight was in like 2 days. We went back to London, and he got on the plane with no one else. It was very strange. And I went back from Oxford on a bus and quarantined with my boyfriend in London for about 10 days until the US government said basically all nationals who are not home come home. And I was like, okay.
Wow. What was that flight like?
It was very weird. I was supposed to fly to Boston and go to my family's place in New Hampshire and start my job on a farm. I work at a beautiful farm up there, and it was like snowing in late March, and it was like just unexpectedly cold, and my flight to Boston was canceled by Norwegian Airlines, and I still had one flight left, and I was like, where's the flight to? And they were like, Miami, and I was like,
say no more.
I guess that works.
Yeah, it was weird, but it's been nice to be here. It's been really nice.
Yeah. Again, being in self-isolation someplace where it is warm as opposed to being cold, I'm sure it's another world. So
nature and just, lucky. It's cool.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's safe to say that the Sunshine State is much more warm having you here with us. So while you've been here, what have you been doing to occupy your time? Like, have you been in your creative process? What kind of things have you been doing?
Yeah, I have. Actually, I only started just a few days ago. I was kind of not in that space when I first got here. But because I had to stop tour and because I had 2.5 months of tour planned for this summer when I was going to bring my French band over to the States for the first time, we were going to be on the road from like the end of May until the beginning of August. So my first 2 weeks in quarantine were just like managing that. Honestly, just damage control. And we were all doing this. Everybody that I know in this business was doing this. And that's why the thing that I've spent the most time on since I've been on lockdown is actually organizing and becoming part of a bunch of different little and growing sects across the country that are organizing to eventually unionize, hopefully, touring and recording artists, because there's tons of unions for stage actors and opera musicians, symphonic musicians, even theater, like musical theater. But there's nothing for songwriters, and there's nothing for people whose, you know, content is records and basically freely distributed through YouTube, Facebook, whatever, without copyright, with, you know, without any of this coming into play for these billionaire companies. So yeah, it's a time where we're all kind of facing the same thing of trying to clean up this mess in an industry that does not federally fund the arts, or a country that does not federally fund these industries.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been a lot of looking up what, you know, is available to us as this part of the creative class in general, and the Freelancers Union out of New York City, the new Music Workers Alliance out of New York City, and this little Sarasota project that I've been trying to start here have taken up a lot of my time, actually, because I just really want, moving forward when this all starts again, we're not going to have a whole lot to do for the next year and a half, those of us who toured all the time. So I feel like it's up to us, and probably affecting us most, to get it together and, you know, unionize in some way to whatever degree we can, even though we're all in pretty disparate parts of the industry. But, you know, there's got to be something for content creators, if that's what we are now. So, and there's not. And it lays bare a lot of the crap that we see about streaming statutory rates at, you know, a legislative level that needs to be changed, because right now we're making 0.007 cents per stream on Spotify. Nobody knows that. And when you look at the statistics that line up from how many streams you have to how many dollars that makes, it's horrible.
Yeah, no, that's unsustainable.
Right.
Absolutely unsustainable.
I had to tour so much lately. That's where the money comes from. So now hopefully this is an opportunity to actually, you know, speak up about these things and make some noise. We've got this Music Workers Alliance petition. That's the coolest thing that I've been helping out with. It's got a bunch of...
You said it's a petition?
Yes, it's an Action Network petition, and it has, last I checked, I think we hit the goal of 3,000 signatures, but that was pretty much without publicity. A couple days ago, NPR and Vice wrote about this Music Workers Alliance petition finally, after months of organizing without press release.
So you said it's called the Music Workers Alliance.
MusicWorkersAlliance.org is where you can go join them.
And I'll make sure we have that posted in the comments shortly. I'll get on that right now. So I have the link to that. So thank you.
All of my social media, I've been sharing the petition, and the petition is starting to be endorsed by some really cool musicians from like every genre, every idiom, jazz, pop. Everybody's coming in to country, Roseanne Cash, Nora Jones, and Medeski, Martin, and Wood. Totally every spectrum agrees, because we all get paid the same way.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's based on an algorithm that is, as you said, unsustainable. So I've been doing a lot with that, and also writing, but writing takes longer.
Okay, yeah. So you've been writing, and you just put out an album. Can you talk about your album Shadow Work, because it's amazing?
Thank you. Yeah, it's kind of why I'm not writing a super lot right now, because I'm in a little bit of post-album days. But just in February, I was over in France, and the band and I put out Shadow Work, which is my second LP, and we did dates in Paris and dates in London, all while this was going on, and we didn't even know it yet. January and February, and it was super fun. And I had a weird feeling it would be the last time I was going to tour for a while, but I didn't really pay attention to that. But we have the vinyl coming in. Thankfully, our vinyl pressing plant has not been affected by this, because they're in the Czech Republic.
Okay.
And they're on top of their stuff right now, and we're probably going to have it in the next few weeks. And it's going to be a beautiful vinyl record. I haven't made a vinyl record in so long. I'm so excited.
That is so exciting. And so that can be found on your Bandcamp site, right? Okay, so I just put the link up there. That's kimlogan.bandcamp.com.
And it comes with a bundle with other merch, like some buttons and just cool stuff.
Okay, Awesome. So, and we'll make sure that that ends up in the comments too. So even though this little banner is gonna disappear, everyone who's watching, don't worry, you'll be able to get that link. So I would absolutely love if you would be willing to play a song or two for us.
Yeah, sure.
For everyone watching.
Yeah. We'll do something from the new record.
Okay. Yeah, it seems that your guitar is very conveniently located.
while you're around, might as well. Yeah.
My dad found this at like a church yard sale 2 summers ago, like $90. And Pemco was like, I don't know whether they were sued or just shut down by Martin for being too similar. So it's like a really nice like kick around guitar because it's made to be like a Martin. It's cool.
That's awesome.
Can you hear it?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Yep.
No echo? I had an echo. All right. This one is called Oedipus Rex, and it's on Firewood.
All right.
On the night we met, the ink sank in, we bled. Then you held me to bed and told me in bed. I said, look right at me, tell me the truth, you just 18. Said, baby, I said, oh. Okay. You said I'm a child of Jesus and I won't change. And I know just how to please you now, baby. Yeah. Oh, yeah. In your holy face, found my own penitent escape. Then you saved me from the place where I went to pray. Turns to gray, you fall like Icarus, but the grave. You crack your teeth, they rot away, and I'm here again. And I'm your mother again. What a waste. There's no other way I could play. You're a landmine laying on the loaded base. I had this bright idea that the only little thing I feel was you giving me nothing that I would take. But I'm alive again since the devil you got back in. Now I'm swimming, but I win just what I do. I'm your sister again, what a shame. Wrapping your knuckles, I'm cracking your hands till they break. And you say, but on the night we met, the ink sank in, we bled. Then you held me to the bed and told me.
Yo, yeah! Awesome.
Oh my gosh. Kim, it is always amazing to get to see you perform, even when it's through a live stream.
Oh my gosh.
It's so awesome. Yeah. I know the last time that you joined us was on DJ Smoothie's show. I don't even remember how long ago that was.
That was about like 2 months ago now, I think.
I think it was longer than that. It was.
Really?
It had to have been January. So.
I think so. Yeah.
Time is weird.
Yeah, and like the three of us in the studio when you started playing, just it
like,
was like electrifying, and I feel that still, even through a live stream. So thank you for that. And
this is weird. It's weird. It's like, I was just watching the Saturday Night Live that they're all having to do from their houses.
Right.
The end of one skit, Pete Davidson was like, "It's weird without an audience," and it's true. We just can't, it's so weird. So I'm glad,
you can't even.
Glad it's getting through somehow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How are you handling all of this? Has it been like, I know all of the cancellations and just the dramatic transition. I know it must be rough, but it looks like you've handled it with stride. How have you been feeling about all this?
I think that, I don't know. I think musicians are kind of like the concept of being anti-fragile. Like, we're ready for anything at any time, kind of. And I think that if there's anybody who's unfortunately getting the most screwed financially, it's us. Other groups, but we are up there. But we're also kind of just resistant to chaos, because there's a lot of chaos in this job, and it's kind of an ever-changing job anyway. The music industry's changed so much in the last 5, 10, 20, whatever years. Changes every decade, changes every day now.
At this point,
I don't know, we're adaptable. I think that we're all dealing with it on a personal level at different rates, but professionally it's nice that we're actually all in the same boat, because now we get to innovate, and we get to
we get to come together from apart.
And so, speaking of, just to go back and touch on some of the community organizing you've been doing, in what way are the petitions and the projects you're working on going to directly affect musicians? I know here it says you were working on the music. I think the local one you were working on was the Sarasota Musicians Relief Program. What is that going to do to directly impact local musicians?
That is mutual aid for sure. That is what's directly going to impact people. This petition is really important if legislation needs to change, but it also takes forever for legislation to change. But what can happen really quickly is the people of Sarasota, who are used to going out and seeing somebody play every weekend, whether that's at a jazz cafe or a rock band at the 5 o'clock club, or whatever. There's so much music in Sarasota. We're an arts town. And I bet that everybody has their favorite place to go see music and their favorite musicians that they see there. But we're basically facing not having any live performances for possibly a year and a half for some of the bigger gatherings like festivals.
Right.
And, a year for mid-sized things. And it is still a question as to whether or not small gigs are even going to be able to come back this year. So we're facing probably the most job insecurity of a lot of the creative class, because every kind of performer has to have an audience. So it's really going to change things culturally. So directly what you can do to sort of prevent it from dying as a form of art, and put money in the pocket of your favorite artists, is direct peer-to-peer mutual aid. So I started basically a list of the dozen or so acts that I've seen play the most around Sarasota, that I've known have been a part of the Sarasota music scene the longest, Bradenton as well. I took some submissions from friends of friends. I reached out to people who know the scene, and we've got a dozen artists right now, but we really want to include more. And it's a Facebook event right now. We're going to work on getting, I don't know, maybe it's so hard because everybody uses different platforms.
Right.
We would love it to be a spreadsheet. A lot of federal mutual aid and a lot of organized mutual aid is a spreadsheet, whether that's a city or an industry. But not everybody can navigate a spreadsheet, and not everybody has a Facebook, and not everybody has a LinkedIn. So we're trying to make it sort of cross-platform without making it too confusing. But right now it just is a Facebook event, and it's called the Sarasota Manatee Musicians Relief Program. Yeah, like that.
Awesome.
And I invited a bunch of people, and I made it a recurring event. So you're going to get a reminder every week about it, and you can check back, and hopefully we'll have added more artists to the list. But on this list of local artists has a link for everybody's recorded music for sale, streaming links, their merchandise store on their website. I know some people have t-shirts, there's vinyl records, CDs, other creative, cool forms of merchandise, buttons, tote bags, there's so much these days. So I've included all these links there, and then personal payment methods and recorded music where you can still stream these artists that you might see at, you know, Madison's or the Orpheum up in Tampa, or, you know, every Monday at the Gator Club, whatever, because it's gonna be a while.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, these are strange and trying times for sure, but thank you for what you're doing. And I love too that it's like, you know, you're going back to your home and your roots here, even though you haven't really been centered here for quite a while.
Yeah, Mrs. International.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I mean,
but I always come back. I do.
Yeah.
And it's sometimes I stay for way too long, actually. But
Another vibes.
I spent most of 2016 here, but that's when I got together with the Hydromatic. And there's always a reason, and there's probably a reason I'm here right now. But I think we're lucky to be here. We've got, you know, we don't go to the beach, but
yo, that's a vibe.
But your backyard has lots of sunshine.
Right?
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for enlightening us and filling us in on that. It's going to be an amazing way for our community to get involved with supporting the local musicians. So that's really awesome.
We need as many people as possible. You can look at the list, see if you recognize, you know, I've played all around here, Gator Club, Cafe in the Park. I've played everywhere. And I remember everybody that's usually playing those same venues. So I've linked to, you know, chances are you're going to see an artist you know. And if you want to submit one, there's a way to submit on Facebook. Just post your favorite artist. Just have it be a hub for supporting the people who are normally playing here every week.
Awesome.
And Critical Times from WSLR.
Absolutely. Yes.
Speaking of WSLR and your roots, you know, I know you've performed at WSLR before, right? Do you have any other like connection to the radio station in Fogartyville?
We do. We played at Fogartyville. We did actually the release of our EP that we made together as Kim, Logan, and the Hydromatic. We made it up in Nashville, straight to tape, and then we came down and released it down here. One song was made here in our friend's garage, and we released it in, I think, April of 2017, and we did a massive party at Fogartyville and did it's like 6 tracks as an EP. Did the EP release there and did a big party. It was fun.
Oh my goodness, awesome. That's so awesome. And I don't know if you all can see down below in the green banner, there's a link to support WSLR during the pledge drive. And when you pledge to support WSLR in Fogartyville right now, it just does so much to support local artists like Kim Logan, who are not only, you know, gives them a home base to go and spread their love and their talent all around the world, and gives us the capability to bring exceptional talent from around the world and from around the country here to Sarasota. So to continue on this legacy of spreading love and just exceptional music, please contribute to this pledge drive campaign, because it is, as Kim was mentioning, it is a tough time for the arts right now, and we are counting on your support to keep the lights on. So thank you all so much. If you want to click, smash that subscribe, or not subscribe, smash that like button, bro. No, smash that donate button.
Yeah. So the 2020 Giving Challenge is happening. And so on this Tuesday, starting at noon for a 24-hour period, any donations between $25 and $100 are going to be matched 1-to-1 by the Patterson Foundation. So this is a way, you know, for you to make that much greater of an impact. And, you know, the music and the arts right now, more than ever, it's so important to be supporting that. But WSLR is also a source of reliable information and news for you to keep you and your family safe and healthy during this time. So we know that you're relying on us for that. So we, you know, just appreciate your pledges. You can give us a call at the office, or you can go to WSLR.org to make your pledge in advance. And like I said, that Giving Challenge starts on Tuesday. So I think we have time for one more song. Okay?
One more song.
Okay. I don't know what to play. I guess I will play something very different.
Give us some of those. Give us those underground hits.
Underground hits. This is kind of the side. Yeah.
Oh, drop tune is good.
Yeah, it's not metal though. Hold on, give me a second.
Yeah, no worries. Well, actually, while Kim's tuning, I guess we could put this out there. If you want to donate for the giving challenge, Rachel, can you donate? Can you set up your contribution to go now? Or
by making your pledge today, if you do it through the website, you'll get a reminder on Tuesday to go ahead and make your donation. You can also just call the office in order to do that, and they'll process that for you on Tuesday in a safe and secure way. So, all right, Kim, you ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's rock.
This song is also on my new album. It's called Western Medication. I never settled, so I never lost. I just held my worry beats back cause I never moved my velvet arms till in the prison of common ground we both found. Now I'm free. What would you say to me if I should exist? What would you say to me? Would we tear it up? What would you say to me? Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Would you love me if I was the ocean and I brought it all together? Together and free. And free. Smoke and light, Western medication, visions and dreams, baby, nothing but education. Golden pearls, I'm beautiful. What would you say to me if I asked you to be mine? Stand free.
Turn your show on right now. Yay! Snaps.
That was
Mad
amazing.
snaps. Such a good song. What was the name of that song, Kim?
Western Medication. It's from
Oh my
the album Shadow Work.
Yeah, that right there could have cured coronavirus right there.
I actually
So
played that
medicated,
one
yeah.
Last Sunday on air. I played that
Yeah,
one.
really? That's awesome. That's cool.
Yeah, I love that track.
My guitar player Martin in Paris from the Silhouettes is playing a standing steel guitar on that with a metal slide on a flat metal fretboard. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
Wow.
Very cool.
Awesome.
I'm sure.
So awesome.
Well, my goodness, Kim, we could sit here and just vibe and hang out until the end of this pandemic.
When social distancing's over, we'll have to.
Right?
Yeah.
Seriously.
We will. We'll have you back. Hopefully we'll be able to get you live in the studio at some point.
Yes, definitely when I'm back this year.
Yes.
2020, it's gonna happen.
All right. So to all of you who have tuned in, you can find the copy of I'm getting the banner put up right here for the okay. So this is the Bandcamp link to get Kim Logan's record. You can actually get a vinyl of it.
Vinyl work, LP.
Yeah, definitely be getting it. That is going to make so much more of an impact in supporting Kim, as we were talking about earlier. How streaming, great, but doesn't
it's great,
always,
but it's not. It is great, but it's not.
Right, doesn't support you in the way that we really want to be able to do that. So we also have your website that you can go to. Do you have the banner for that one?
This is the
okay. Well, it's KimLogan.net.
There we go. Thanks, Arlene. Coming in clutch.
So thank you so much for being here. So Sundazed airs from 5 to 7 p.m. every Sunday on WSLR 96.5, Sarasota's community radio station. So it is actually live now. It's happening. So
gotta get James on here.
Right, what's that?
James from the Hydromatic.
Yeah, yes, definitely.
He'll be your all request live.
Yes. You can go to WSLR.org to stream, or you can turn to your FM dial 96.5 to check out Sundays. And remember, our spring pledge drive is happening. We are taking pledges now, so you can give us a call at the office or WSLR.org to make your pledge. And we are so grateful for our community that is here, and as we're all coming together during this time. So thank you so much, Kim. Thank you, DJ Smoothie.
Thank you so much.
We're lucky to have you.